What's up? What's up? Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my videos, all of my content, and all that jazz. All right. Look, I'm gonna talk about this for just a second. Now, earlier today, I was watching a little bit of Undisputed, man, and Skip and Shannon were talking about you know brotherhood, and it was on the subject of LeBron and him getting into it with Draymond, and then Draymond getting into it with KD and all of that stuff, right? You finally caught a live. Hey, I know Viking Queen. They not sending out my notifications. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have to forgive me for that. But I know you be showing up and everything. You know what I'm saying? I know whenever I go live or whatnot, sometimes it's just not coming out. But nevertheless, man, we still trying to maneuver, we still trying to grind, and I'ma still push it out regardless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. Hey, that's they trying to stop what I'm doing, but nevertheless, man, that just goes to show you, what we doing around here, what the LDBC is doing, it's working. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely don't want me talking about this subject right here, but I'm gonna talk about it, Queen. You feel me? Now, Skip and Shannon were talking about Draymond, and he was talking about as opposed to being a brotherhood when they were on the subject of talking about Russell Westbrook and Carl Anthony Towns and what he had said about Russell Westbrook. And Draymond Green had came to the defense. He he came to the defense of Russell Westbrook, and Skip sided with uh, Carl Anthony Towns, while Shannon, he actually sided with both Towns and Draymond Green, stating that he understood what Carl Anthony Towns was saying about Westbrook, about him being out of control, his erratic play, all that other stuff. But then he also said he understood about Draymond Green coming to the defense of Russell Westbrook, stating that it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, we should all stick together. And you weren't playing much better because you were down 20 and you were still stat padding, saying something like that. And Skip had to sit up there and say, bring up the fact about Draymond Green getting into it with LeBron and him getting into it with KD and stuff like that. But the main thing that I wanted to key on is what what Skip said, saying that, you know, talking about brotherhood. Skip doesn't know anything about a brotherhood, man. Not as it pertains to team sports in a profession, especially in the professional setting, or even a college, much less uh, when we talk about team sports. Listen, the fact that he brought up Draymond Green and him getting into it with KD and stuff like that, teammates fight all the time. Listen, I've seen so many fights on so many different teams, man. It's a shame, but guess what? I guarantee you, the cohesiveness and the chemistry was there. Listen, what you have to understand is that like you have to put yourself in a in the shoes of understanding a sibling type of relationship. That's basically what it is when you playing sports with one another. Like if you're with your brother, or for the females, your sister and everything, y'all not always gonna see eye to eye, and sometimes y'all are gonna get on each other's nerves. Y'all might do little irritating shit to each other to the point where it it might get physical, or y'all might say some things to one another. And the reason why I got the Washington football team up here is because they got into it, and people want to make a mockery of oh my god, stuff like that. Man, do you know like how many times that went on? And I'm talking about in high school. I done seen it in college, in the pros. Man, dog, y'all think that like these guys are out there to be, talking to each other, babying each other? Oh, it's okay, and all this other stuff. No, that's not how they talk to each other. Are you kidding me? Like, for those of y'all that don't really understand, y'all need to watch the Bad Boys documentary. That will give you a candid explanation as to what went on in a lot of locker rooms, not only on the pro level, but in a lot of levels. High school, a lot of levels, man, a lot of different levels. Listen, everybody thinks that the way that these guys come at each other is so soft and sweet. The way that the coaches come at you is soft and sweet. Even some of these front office guys and stuff like that, the way that they come at you is all soft and sweet. That's not the case, because everybody, you have to understand where you're walking into. When you walk into, oh, an arena, when you walk into, a facility, the moment you drive up into the parking lot, it's a competitive like atmosphere. You have to understand, like, when you're around, guys, pretty much the majority of them are alpha males. Nobody wants to get be done wrong in any type of way. Nobody wants to have the edge on anybody. So that competitive edge is going to fuel within a team like setting, to the point where, okay, y'all have a competitive rage towards each other, but it's actually going to bring the best out of y'all. Like when Draymond and KD had got into it, that really wasn't no big deal to me. That was two brothers getting into it or whatever. And you see, at the end of the day, the media, it was the media and other people that poured fuel to the fire of stuff like that. But they want to see two brothers. They want to make it seem like it's us like destroying each other, when it's not. I mean, 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all haven't even grew up in no black household. Now, look, I was the only child, but hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: when my cousins came, listen, hey, it was on and popping. We shoot, moving furniture, all that other stuff. Because, and even, with my girl cousins that, couldn't stand them. Of course, we wasn't putting hands on them or whatever, but they would get on your nerves, stuff like that, just like they was my sister or something like that. That's the same way when it comes to the team. The coach is gonna get on your nerves. I done seen coaches. One of my coaches had to jack up one of the players because he thought that, the coach, just because the coach didn't play no more and he's in the suit and tie and all that shit, that he was just gonna sit up there and try to mollywop him. Man, coach said, mop the floor with him. He said that was crazy on live TV. I mean, that was the norm. I mean, look, that right there is not even really a big deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, oh my God, they're fighting and all that other stuff. Man, please. I mean, you saw what happened with AD and Dwight Howard. That was just a little taste or whatever of what you really get. But like I can understand where some people are coming from. Where okay, wait till we get to the locker room, and then once y'all get to the locker room, shoot, have it out. And don't nobody get in the middle. Y'all let if it comes to blood or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And then until one guy just taps out and said enough, or until somebody steps in and somebody's getting their ass whooped or whatever, or the coach said that's enough or whatever. Sometimes, with a brotherhood, like y'all need that confrontation. Y'all have to get it out. I don't know why I keep having to say that, but Skip, he's how can I say it? He's real naive in a lot of ways to think that, oh, okay, these guys are brothers. They're not supposed to get into it with one another. Draymond's a Draymond's a strong-headed individual. Some people might think that KD is not, but KD's a strong-headed individual. Hey, if he wasn't a strong-headed individual, he wouldn't have never made it to the NBA. Put it like that. Yeah, like, the Cowboys. I'll talk about them in a little bit, True Viking. But a lot of people they sit up here and they act like these guys, they're just gonna sit there and oh, it's okay, and rubbing each other's back on some, on some soft stuff. Nah, it don't work that way. And if somebody's head is down or something like that, I would expect them to say, "Hey, pick your motherfucking head up," to amp you up. That's I don't know. That's the environment I came from. But everybody else is different. There's some guys that you can't come at them just any type of way. Now, everybody you can't come up to and be like, man, pick your motherfucking head up or anything like that. Everybody you can't do that or whatever. But for certain guys, that's what gets them going. But Skip doesn't know shit. He needs to shut the fuck up because he knows absolutely diddly squat about Brotherhood. He knows nothing. He has never played in a professional sports setting. He's never been in a competitive environment. He's never been in an environment where a lot of things are at stake. I mean, yeah, probably with the first take in undisputed ratings or something like that, and uh, what's his name? Skip is competitive individual, but we're talking about actual sports that these guys are playing on a day-to-day basis, not you. You running on the treadmill and you working out and doing all this fitness stuff, you know, on your own and stuff like that. Different from you actually being in a setting with individuals that you got to go to war with. He knows nothing about a brotherhood, and he needs to shut up about it. He really has no liberty to say anything. If anybody has anything to say, it's Shannon, because Shannon has been to war. Shannon has been in the locker room. Shannon has been in the locker room on all levels with both sports because he did play basketball a little bit too. Not at the professional level or nothing like that, but I think he played like in high school or something like that. But either way, Shannon has been in athletics his whole life, so you can understand. I can understand where Shannon is coming from, and I'll listen to Shannon before I listen to Skip in terms of brotherhood because he understands the camaraderie. He understands the confrontation that it goes hand in hand. Camaraderie and confrontation they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And see, this is another thing. This is what trips me out. It's funny that, like, let's say it was two guys of another race. They got into it on the sideline or whatever. They wouldn't have made a big deal about it, but because it was two African American individuals getting into it on the sideline, they want to blow it all up. He really need to shut. Yeah, both of them. I mean, all of them need to shut up. But that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna push that narrative. Listen, Skip. Skip is he's a narcissistic individual, and he'll do anything. He as strong minded as he is, and his stance that he takes and stuff like that. That is strong willed and stands and just stands on it. That also backfires on him a lot too. And this shit right here that he said was just way out of line talking about a brotherhood. You don't know like what you're talking about, especially when you got guys that they play with each other, you know what I'm saying? Like on a day-to-day basis, they got to go to practice. Like, and anybody that knows professional sports, whether it's basketball, football, whatever, practices are just as grueling and just as much as a battle as the actual game. Like Michael Jordan said, he wanted practice. I think with Michael Jordan and Kobe, they both said they wanted their practices to be extremely hard, so that way the game will be even more easier. Yeah, Queen. I don't want like, cause I got kids, right? When they one another, it's only so much I'm gonna tell them. Now I know when they get older, you know what I'm saying. It's only so much I'll be able to do. But if if I'm telling one to stop hitting the other one or whatever, after a while, me putting them in the corner or me popping them or something like that, that's not gonna help. So what I have to essentially tell them is that okay, hey, look, it, if she hits you back and she hit you hard and she knock your wind out or something like that, that's on you because you kept antagonizing her, and vice versa. My daughter was hitting my son or whatever, and I'm like, you keep pushing him and stuff like that, and doing all this other stuff when he hits you. You do it when my back is turned, or when your mom back is turned and you do the same thing, and then you want to sit up there and you want to cry wolf and you want to try to tell a lie and blame him or something like that. And while he's crying and stuff like that, after a while, I'm gonna tell him, okay, hey, you know, if he hits you back, that's because you keep antagonizing him. So it kind of correlates to what I'm talking about. Right here. You know, in a setting when it comes to team, it's only so much that one guy is going to be able to take. There might be a guy on there just all the time, just getting on his nerves. He's always telling them, it might be a new guy that comes in, into a team setting. Sort of like I think it was Draymond Green and Jordan Poole had got into it, and Draymond was, up in there riding Jordan Poole and stuff like that. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, he stood up to him. And you get tired of a certain guy. It's like your big brother always trying to bully you, kind of like that, you know. So that's where a brotherhood, usually comes in. I don't think a lot of analysts really understand that. Like Skip, he's on the outside looking in, and I know he likes to sit up there. Well, I was in the locker room with the Cowboys and all this other stuff, but you're not around them 24/7. You're not around them 24/7 to really know that. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm up in here driving. I probably hit a bad area. Can you hear me now? I'm hoping everybody can hear me. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what you think, man. Skip was straight out of line, man. He don't understand no brotherhood. But man, I appreciate Queen. I appreciate you listening. And Big Who, appreciate you.